Baruch Hashem.
The 10th of May, Rabbi Levitt, Pele, Yoetz.
Good morning, Rabbi Levitt.
Good morning, Roy. Okay, we are ready to go.
Rectification.
Rectification. Let's see. Oh, so we did the first paragraph. Oh, okay. Yeah. Page 417. All the more so. And we go to Roy to start off the reading today, please.
Okay. All the more so, one needs to have pity on the poor people of Israel, for when there is a custom in the city to make certain expenditures, people keep the custom even more than the laws of the Torah, whether a rich man or a poor man. There are extremely impoverished individuals who cannot even afford bread, yet they sell their clothing in order to fill the custom of the city. Therefore, a lowly poor man will go and cry because he does not even have an Issa to his name. Yet it is unacceptable to him to say, and he is exempt from the customs of the city, whether in regards to clothes for his wife and children and her jewelry, or whether in regards to the laws of common sense that should apply to celebrations and parties where so much money is spent and thrown away. It is a bad custom, even for the wealthy people, because they violate the prohibition of not wantonly wasting wealth. And instead of spending the money on these bad customs, they could have given the money to poor people and to revive the hearts of the depressed. It would be considered a great mitzvah for them. All the more so is this practice difficult for the poor people who do not even have the means to purchase bread for food and clothing to wear. When a joyous occasion comes to them, a child is born or a child reaches the age of marriage, the celebration is transformed into a dirge, for they do not know whom to turn to for immediate assistance or to help them with a tremendous expense. If they succeed in collateralizing some of their belongings or in selling some of their clothes, it seems to them like a gift, and they rejoice like one who found a great treasure, for they have saved the honor of their face. However, when they fail to generate any capital, then it is so very bitter for them. And due to the increased expenses, even if they want to sell the right to hold a baby boy by circumcision or honors relating to the wedding, there is no buyer, since the expenditure is greater than the benefit.
Okay. Yeah, this is it's a bit confusing.
Right.
Maybe I just have to digest it again.
I don't understand what these customs are.
Yeah, he seems to be calling it a custom. Yeah. There's a custom in the city to make certain expenditures. People keep the custom even more than the law of the Torah, whether rich or poor.
For example, if it's a wedding or a bar mitzvah that has to have a Hollywood production about it, that's the custom of the city.
Yeah, he's using the expression custom in in a not complimentary way. Hello? Oh, good. Baruch Hashem. Oh, I see you're trying to get in. Okay, very good. Okay. All right. Yeah, so that's the idea. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's like the translator put in parentheses, custom of the city, so to speak. It's not really a custom, but the Pele Yoetz is calling it that because trying to really to he's trying to I don't know what the Eitzah is. Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning. Good morning. I thought my computer's giving me a hard time, so I thought I couldn't get into the class.
I had a similar problem with Rabbi First class.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that's what he's talking about. He's talking about it's not really a custom of the city. It's not something that was ordained by the elders of the city, that this is what we do in this city, but it's an unofficial. It's just the way that things develop, that people treat it in that sense, that they don't want to be any less than anyone else in the type of simcha that they make. So therefore, they severely overextend themselves because they don't want to. And he says it in the end. It's a bad custom even for wealthy people that can afford it, because they really are wasting their wealth on improperly. They should rather use their wealth to do mitzvahs. It's a mitzvah to make a simcha, but it's not a mitzvah to make it in such a way that he unnecessarily spends money on it. That's what he's saying. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Now we cleared that up. It's being a bit sarcastic, I guess you could say, in calling it a minhag. He calls it minhag in the Hebrew also. Okay, fine. All right. A round of applause for that paragraph. Yes. Yeah. So, page 415, we go to, no, what does that say? 418, sorry. Page 418.
Sorry, is Alan trying to get in?
No, haven't heard from him. He called. I spoke to him yesterday, actually. He said that his son fixed everything up,
right,
as far as his microphone goes, and he hopes to be returning. But it seemed to sound like maybe he won't be here today. We'll see. Okay, so yeah. So we did a round of applause for
We
page
did.
417. Good.
Yep.
And now we go to 418. One of these things, on all of these things. And we go to Lou to continue, please.
On all of these things, the leaders of the communities need to open their eyes and let us learn from the elders. Behold, our sages diligently worked for a betterment of the poor and attempted to establish a more egalitarian society. They obligated the wealthy to lessen their own honor in order not to embarrass someone who is not of substantial means. As it is written regarding the 15th of Av, that the daughters of Israel went out to dance in the vineyards, all of them in borrowed white clothes, even the daughter of a king, in order not to embarrass someone, do not have financial means. Likewise, in regard to burial shrouds, the sages saw that a person who did not have adequate means would abandon his deceased relative and run away because of the incredible expenses that were customary, until they came to the house of Rabbi Gamliel and treated themselves disparagingly. There are many other similar cases explicit in the Talmud. If a person will say, whoever has the ability to spend should splurge, and whoever does not have the ability should not, this is impossible, either because of shame or because of the trouble of the house. One woman's jealousy of her neighbor. This is the way of women who want to be similar to and on the same level as their peers, and as such, it is impossible to say he is exempt. As well, this is a burden on the wealthy, and there is a prohibition to waste money on vanity and nothingness. Also on this, a person will have to give a judgment on account and account. The one who gave him the money did not do so that he should spend it for futility, but that he should provide for the members of his family with honor and provide for others from his own, not really his own, but by his hand. The money is a charge in his hand to do with it the will of its owner. If he spends it on luxuries, behold, he has misappropriated the charge.
Oh. Okay. So these Gemoras, Gemorantinus, that the women all had the same clothing. In order not to embarrass somebody that did not have the means to buy anything more than that. Gemorantinus, and also in regard to burial shrouds. And what is this? What's this other thing this other Gemara that he's bringing over here?
Tanis and Moed Katan.
In regard to burial shrouds, the sages saw that a person who did not have adequate means would abandon his deceased relative and run away because of the incredible expenses that were customary. Until they came from the house of Rabbi Gamliel and treated themselves. Maybe let's try to look up at that Gemara. It's not I'm not sure what the what's the Gamliel have to do with it? What's the treating themselves disparagingly? Yeah, I'm not going to look up the first Gemara. It seems pretty clear what the point of the Pele Yoetz brings it out very clearly over there. But let's take a look at this Gemara Miller Cotton.
I don't have that. Moed Katan. Oh. Oh, and I'm not muted. Right. Oh. Well, maybe I could look it up here. 85.
7. Zion on the base. Hmm.
What's Moed Katan Mem and Te Moed Katan T and Moed Katan Rif Moed Katan. What are all those?
What's that?
Moed Katan, and then there's T Moed Katan and Rif Moed Katan. And Yerushalayim Moed Katan.
Oh, so you're looking for Moed Katan T. That's probably refers to Talmud Bavli, opposed to the Rif
right.
or the Yerushalmi.
27B.
Oh, that's Tosefta Moed Katan. Why have I got that? No.
Oh,
We'll go back.
okay. Talmud Bavli, Moed Katan.
Yerushalayim Moed Ohel Moed Shem.
I don't see any. Oh, there's the reference to Rabbi Gamliel. Okay, so this is the first wide line on the page. Towards the end of the line, it says Berishona, Haisa Hotzos Ames Kashet Lekroiva Yoter Misosai. Wow. Initially, the situation was that Utsos Ames, I guess the expenses involved in the burial were more difficult to the relatives of the loved one that deceased than his actual passing away. Wow. Ad shehayu kroivav manichin oso borchin. Unbelievable words. Until his relatives would leave him and run away to avoid and allow somebody who would be able to, or to rely, I guess, on the Chevra Kadisha to do it without getting paid. Ad Shabo Rabbi Gamliel. Oh, so this is what Rabbi Gamliel here. Until he conducted himself with Kalos Rosh. What does that mean? He was Yotza B'Kli Pishtan. He went out in the clothing of linen. Let's say B'Kli Pishtan. And then the people accustomed themselves to doing likewise. Now, now what's going on? Why was it so expensive? Rashi says, "Kasha lekroivav," the last of the wide lines of Rashi, "Kasha lekroivav v'takrichin tovim." They used to have very good burial shrouds, I guess, that were expensive. And so the people had trouble affording to be able to do the takrichim that were in very expensive material, I guess, and therefore if the relatives were poor, they were not able to do this, to get such takrichim, and so therefore they would manichin yaso ubarchin. They were totally embarrassed. Ad shebo Rabbi Gamliel. What did Rabbi Gamliel do? He was noeg kalas rosh atzmo, and this is referring to at the time of his demise. Oh, here's Alan. Good morning, Alan. Oh, okay, fine. Okay, I'll ask Lou to send you a link. Fine. Lou, would you please send Alan a link?
Yes, I will.
He just got back from the doctor. Thank you. Okay. So in other words, for his burial, Rabbi Gamliel arranged that he would go out in Kli Pishtan. linen clothing, which is which is not so expensive. And then the people after that, people did likewise. Okay, so that's what happened. העניין שנוהג כן רבן גמליאל ואחריו כל העם ייתכן שאינם למנוע ביזיון המס, שהיו מניחים אותו והולכים. כי אם כאשר התקנוס כאן, למנוע ביזיון מהחיים, שלא תהיה הוצאות המס קשה עליהם. Okay. That's the Gemara in Moed Katan. Okay. All right, so okay, next paragraph. Behold, as such, we go to Mayor to continue, and here comes Alan. He's coming in. Be'ezus Hashem.
Okay, there he is.
Alan, are you there? Uh-oh. Alan, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Hey,
Here we go.
hear you.
Here we go.
Baruch Hashem.
Wow, fantastic.
I'm going to be able to see you. Simultaneous.
So I made it this morning to get my hand fit. I burned myself last night, so I
Oy.
got my hand.
Okay, before Shlema. Alan.
For Shlema, Alan.
Hmm.
Oy.
It's good to be
Sorry
home.
to-
It's good to be home.
Good to be home. Oh, and not in the
No, this is
the
home.
clinic over there.
The meeting is home. The learning session's home. It's good to be home.
Oh, wow. Baruch Hashem.
It took a long time to get the computer back.
Wow. Oh, Avi was working feverishly, I'm sure.
Yeah, he did.
Wow. Shh. Wonderful. Okay, well, we're so happy that we could hear you again.
Right.
It even sounds stronger than before. It's never been as strong, I don't think.
I don't know. Maybe not.
Your voice is very good. Very clear, very strong. Baruch Hashem. Okay, so we are in Pele Yoetz, of course. Baruch Hashem, and we are on page 418. And we are up to the paragraph on the bottom, behold. And we're going to go to...
We're still there, huh? I'll do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Behold, as such, the leaders should change the customs and establish better practices and upright conventions. Likewise, it's necessary to have pity on the poor people and to institute protocols and the standardization of the rate of exchange for all different kinds of food and drink, so it should not be sold expensively, but for a small profit, as is explicit in the halachic decisors, Shulchan Aruch, Choshen Misport, Simon 231:20.
Wow.
This section here about behold, about exchange for all different kinds of food and drink. They're starting a new food program, I guess, for all poor people. I don't know. In Israel. It's a brand new program.
Okay, good. They do what they can. At least people will be able to eat and drink. As Hashem. Okay, so let's go to the next paragraph. In truth, we go to Mayor, correct?
Okay, in truth, this will be difficult at first for many of the common people, and on the woman whose mind is less focused, they will cry for their families due to the changes in the customs, and they will speak dishonorably about the leaders. But one should not be concerned about this opposite, the great good and the great reward they will receive from heaven. In the end, the matter will be beloved, desired, accepted, and wanted by all of them. Once they've accepted it, it will be pleasant and fragrant to them. However, the leaders of the community need to stand on guard. If there is a man who breaches the fence and violates the enactments of the community, they must pursue him and beat him mercilessly with penalties or lashes, in order that there will be an upholding and affirmation of their enactments, so that not everyone will go and build an altar for himself and haughtily declare, I will increase and I will not go astray. Someone who is a good man will certainly not violate the community enactments, even if he loses a lot of money, for God stands in the assembly of the judges. Therefore, even if he thinks that they acted inappropriately, he will uphold their words and shatter the molars of those who want to violate their rulings. In truth, the sages said on the verse from Kohelet, and one who breaches a fence will be bitten by a snake. Nachash is an acronym for Nidoi, Cherem, Shamta, which is excommunication.
Rabbi, the English in the second sentence said mind is less focused. What's the Hebrew?
Ineki ken hamanhigim yishanu haminhogim yitaknu tekanos toivim vanhogos yisharos. They should make good tekanos. Okay, so that's in truth this will be difficult. Oh, hein emes shebetchila yeh hadavar kasher al rabim me'amei haaretz v'al anashim shedatan kala. Yeah.
Datan kala.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, while we're on that subject, I actually was at a bris a couple Shabbosim ago, and I was standing right next to Rav Barkley came and stood right next to me. So I took the opportunity to ask him a few questions, and this is one of the questions that I asked him. I said, Rav Barkley, we're now learning. We're getting close to the end, actually, of Sefer Pele Yoetz. And he said, "Oh, wonderful! That's such a tremendous sefer. It's one of my favorite sforim." So he gave it a lot of shevach, and I said, "And what we're wondering over here is that he often makes a number of references to women in a way that they seem to be less than men." And we were wondering what's the how do we understand this? So he said he said as follows. He said it could be that the Pele Yoetz was talking about the women that he was familiar with in his generation, and that's the people, women were not as educated today back then as they were as they are today, and that was his general path of he was basically he was moda that the expressions are a bit startling for us, and we don't see it like that. And so his explanation was perhaps that was the way it was as far as the Pele Yoetz saw in his locale, in his community, in the women that he was familiar with. So he was speaking from his own personal experience, not from what it says in the Gemara or Chazal or anything of that sort. That's the way he explained it.
Interesting. I wonder about the translator also.
Your camera's not working?
I don't show up.
I would not
Don't show up.
translate Datan Kala as
Oh,
mind
that
is
isn't
less
showing.
focused. I think that's an unnecessarily negative way to translate that concept.
The thing on top of your camera is there for privacy. This thing on top here.
Yeah, that's
What do you?
No, it's been a problem for many times.
The thing on top. What is it?
yeah, that actually the Daitan Kala is actually you find that in the Gemara.
Right,
That's not an invention of the Pele Yoetz.
right.
So that's a little bit. Of course, what has to be done is to. Oh, look at there we go! Hooray! Wow!
Everything is coming together for Alan. Wow.
Baruch Hashem.
Except for my little problem last night, I touched the top of a frying pan and I got a nice burn.
Oy.
Oy.
Right.
So I was at the doctor this morning and I'm all patched up.
Are you going to be able to make it to the shir this afternoon?
Oish.
Of course.
Of course.
See the patch I got?
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like your fingers are okay though. Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem.
Okay. These are the trials and tribulations of life. So,
Okay. All right.
there I am now. They got me back up.
Baruch Hashem. Wow. Baruch Hashem. That's tremendous. Well,
It's good to have a son who knows what he's doing.
Absolutely.
Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem.
As I said before, it's good to be home. I mean, it was a long time. I didn't have the proper camera for the Zoom in the morning. So we're back up. We're back in.
Baruch Hashem. Tremendous. We are so happy to be able to see you again.
Thank you.
It was missing
Yeah.
in our day that we didn't have Alan over here. Baruch Hashem. Shechianu. Igyanu v'kimanu lizman hazeh.
Amen.
Morning, Roy.
Morning, Alan. Nice to see you again.
Sorry we got too late to the party, but it was nice.
All right, well, I think we better get back to our learning. What are we up to?
Okay, so yeah, this is interesting. He says over here the Chazal darshaned on the pasuk in Koheles, one who breaches a fence. In other words, he violates the fence. The fence is the enactment of the sages. Is called the fence, like it says in Avos. Also, siag l'Torah. That's what maybe it was Rabbi Gamliel actually who was the author of that statement. That this is what the Rabbanim have to do is make fences. It's to protect the violation of the Torah. So this pasuk in Koheles is saying that somebody who breaches a fence will be bitten by a snake, and we know that in Lashon HaKodesh, snake is nachash, and the Chazal say that that nachash is an acronym for nidui, cherem, and shamta, lo aleinu. But that's that Chazal. I don't remember where it is that it says this, but that's, I think, yeah, Chazal say this on this pasuk in Koheles. Okay, give a round of applause for page 418. Hooray! Baruch Hashem.
It's now 11:30.
And it's now 11:30. Perfect timing. Okay, so we will adjourn this meeting.